Good evening, CLC. I'm Naomi Fada. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. So, I don't know about you, but sometimes God just brings you back to things over and over again. And so many of you may know from other things that I've said, I have been a runner for a number of years, started running cross country in high school. Never super fast, but always something that I enjoy um, for exercise. And so sometimes the analogies in scripture, when it talks about running or running our race, um, are very meaningful to me because when I'm running, I think of that when I want to give up and want to stop or slow down. So the other day, as I was out for a run, I just kept coming back to this passage in Hebrews chapter 12, which says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith." And, I know that, right? Sometimes I want to give up, and sometimes in life, we just say, maybe not even give up, but we on a slower pace and say, oh, I've conquered that. I can just slow down and pause. And yet, because we got to keep our eyes on Jesus and keep our eyes fixed. And, sometimes in the Bible also it talks about like we're in a spiritual battle. And so think about like, don't let your guard down, like not, taking it easy too much, having to continue to persevere in the spirit, in our faith, in times of discouragement. And but what continued as you move on through that verse, so this is the end of verse 2, so it says, keep your eyes on Jesus. Okay, and so Jesus, because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and is now seated in a place of honor beside God's throne. And I was thinking about that word joy, because the joy that was awaiting him. Well, where was joy awaiting him? Okay, like heaven. And so was he fixed on that of joy? I'm going to be with my Father, and I'm going to persevere through this because I know that joy awaits me. And then that reminded me of the verses in James chapter 1, where it says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow." And how those two are connected, because endurance is about like running, like don't give up, keep pressing forward, keep the pace. And it's when we experience times when we feel tested, when we feel like, excuse me for a second, God maybe isn't working. Maybe we don't see his hand. When we want to give up, it's hard. And maybe our legs are tired, worn out, we're out of breath. He says, endure, keep going, and press on, because we have such a promise of being with him in heaven, and the joy of knowing that he's changing us from into the likeness of Christ. And even that is this element of great joy, that through our life here, God is doing a work in us, preparing us to be with him in heaven forever. And when we see life from that eternal perspective, and not as the here and now, then it is opportunity for great joy. It gives us this perseverance, this endurance, I'm going to finish the race. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep the faith. And so whatever it is that you're going through today, just keep going. Persevere. And remember the joy that's set before you like Jesus did. So God bless you, and look forward to seeing you in church on Sunday.
If you'd like to find out more about Community Life Church, you can find us online at clchurch.cc, also on Facebook and Instagram. Join us on a Sunday, 10:30. We would love to see you there.